Hi, everybody. This is Cheryl Richardson, and I thought I would just come on to say a little something about Louise Hay. Some of you may have heard that Louise passed away this morning. She passed away peacefully in her sleep, which I'm so grateful for. It's exactly how she would have wanted to go. And anyway, I just wanted to let you know that one of the things Louise said to me several times when she knew she was going to pass, when she imagined herself leaving the planet, was that she could imagine needing to comfort a lot of people before she left. And there's so many people that loved her and whose lives were deeply affected by her. I'm so blessed to have been able to travel around the world with her long before she passed. And so many places we would go to together. I'd be standing next to her as she was signing books. And, a lot of times, as I'm sure all of you have experienced, people will say things like, oh, thank you for writing your book. Your book really changed my life, or your book gave me a different perspective. And when I was with Louise, people would say to her, you saved my life. And I believed that. I can't tell you how many stories I would hear about people who were diagnosed with cancer or were, diagnosed with some kind of a serious health issue, and they were scared, and they would read her book, You Can Heal Your Life, and make dramatic changes in their life and end up living. I mean, I literally heard from people who were given 6 to 12 months to live and who absolutely changed their lives as a result of reading her work, and were here to tell the story years later. And she's one of those rare people whose work really did save people's lives, not only change lives, but save lives. And she was also one of those rare people where you could be at a book signing event with her and see generations of people who would come up, 20-year-olds with their parents and their parents, 3 generations standing in front of her, all talking about the incredible impact her work had on people's lives. And I just remember so many times I would just sit there watching these conversations and thinking, what an extraordinary woman Louise is, and what an incredible, incredible impact she's had on people's lives and will continue to have forever, forever. I mean, she's got millions and millions of books out there, and her work is just as relevant and important and helpful today as it was 20, 30 years ago. So I know that if she were here, she would say, I'm happy, all is well, I'm at peace, and keep loving yourselves. That was her message. One time she said to me, when I said to her, what was your vision, Louise? Like, what was it that made you do what you did in the world? And she said to me, just in this very sweet, kind of innocent, almost little girl voice, she said, I just wanted to help the people, Cheryl. That's all I did, is I just wanted to help the people. And she said, in the beginning, I just answered the phone and I opened the mail. And I responded to whatever I saw and whatever I read, whatever I heard. And I can tell you that right up until the very end, that's just who she was. She just wanted to help people. She wanted people to know that the words you use matter. How you speak to yourself matters. One time she said to me, one of the many things she said that I will always remember, she said, you will be with you longer than anyone else on the planet. Why not make it a good relationship? I mean, think about that. You will be with you longer than anyone else on the planet. Why not make it a good relationship? That really has stayed with me, and those are words I live by, I remember. And so, anyway, I know that there's so many of you who loved her deeply and who were so touched by her work, and whose lives were changed forever because of it. And I know that it's such a sad loss. And yet 90 years she had. And as I'm sitting here, I have to just tell all of you, there's this hummingbird that's literally just flown to my door and is sitting sitting right there, like just sitting right next to me at this window. I wish I could show it to you. I don't think you could see it. But like what a hummingbird rarely ever sits anywhere, and it's just sitting here right now as I'm talking to you. So Louise, I get it. And I take that as a sign for sure. I know a lot of you will feel so sad hearing the news. I know I was just so, I'm still just trying to digest it all. I've known it was coming, and yet it doesn't matter how prepared you're never really prepared, right? But please, just remember that the most powerful way you can honor her legacy and you can memorialize her is by tonight when you're brushing your teeth before you go to bed and you're looking in the mirror, just say to yourself, I love you. I really, really love you. That would make her happier than anything else in the world. And I have no doubt, she's a big soul, a big spirit. Her consciousness lives on, even though her physical body is gone. I think it's quite interesting that today is the anniversary of Wayne Dyer's death. Same day, they both died on the same day. Her soul was so big, her spirit was so big that I have no doubt, just like with Wayne, that her consciousness will continue to impact the planet in a really powerful way. And just because she's not here in her physical body doesn't mean she's not here for you, every single one of you. I have no doubt that if you talk to her, much like people have been talking to Wayne for the last 2 years since he passed, if you talk to her and if you ask for guidance or support, knowing her, she's going to continue her work long beyond this earthly plane. I have no doubt. I hope she rests for a little bit. Please, God, let her rest for a bit. Just sort of take a deep breath and just be held in the arms of God for all the goodness that she brought to the planet. I hope that she has a chance to just feel all of the love that she shared with so many people. And then I bet she'll get about the business of continuing her work from the other side. So one of the things I know would be such a wonderful gift is if you were to plant a tree or a rose bush, something. She had a beautiful garden. She loved gardening. And I'm actually going to pick out a very special tree, some kind of a tree that just speaks to me as a reflection of her, and I'm going to plant it in my yard in her honor. And so if you were to plant a tree or plant a rose bush or anything that will live on, I know that's something that would really mean a lot to her. And in the meantime, just know that she loves you, and so do I. And life will go on. Remember, grief, the things we've loved and lost are worthy of our grief. So let yourself feel what you feel. And we love you, Lulu. We love you. All right, everybody, thanks for joining me. And if you know somebody who knows her, who may not have heard yet, please just share this and let them know. Let them know so that they get the message too, that your relationship with yourself really matters. And you will be with you longer than anybody else. Make it a good relationship. And when you do, just take a moment to thank Louise for that too. All right? Thank you, everybody. God bless.